Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Let's see what the game gives me today. We've got the Soldier, which we've already done, and we've got the Mage. Mage is really interesting, of course. Depending on what weapon we get, it's going to drastically change our strategy. So let's roll and see what we've got here. We have Mage with Plank. This is almost certainly the worst possible weapon we could have gotten. Plank is very weak for the Mage. Yes, we get bonus elemental damage scaling, but we can't scale the Plank with melee damage, which is a more efficient way to scale it. And we have no inherent synergy with the explosions. Having to play the Mage in melee is very bad because you want to be using your fire damage, but fire really wants to be a ranged weapon because it kills enemies slowly over time. So you want to do that from far away. So this is definitely a weak combination. This might be the end of the win streak, so we'll see if we can manage to make it work regardless. Roll here, roll again. I'm looking for harvesting. I'm gonna roll one more time. Plank is such an expensive weapon as well, which is going to make things even more difficult. Because if we don't get a lot of planks early, then that can really put a damper on our ability to actually level up our character. I will lock the landmines. These can light enemies on fire with the Mage's inherent fire from the Scared Sausage, so this is a good way to spread damage around the field. It doesn't involve having to hit enemies with the plank. We need to find a plank this reroll, or we will only have 2 off the first wave. Okay, we did get a third one. That's fairly lucky that the numbers worked out perfectly there. I did not do the math, so I'm going to say that was intuition based on having played this game a lot and not pure luck. Got that tree kill, and the reason I say that Plank is a very weak weapon for this character is Plank has a lot of downsides for the Mage. Ooh, this is interesting. Do I take percent damage or harvesting? I think I'm just going to take the harvesting regardless. So, Mage can't use melee damage, because we can never increase our melee damage. That means we're stuck with just the 50% elemental damage scaling on this weapon, which is obviously very low scaling and not what you want to be relying on. And because it's a melee weapon, it does not apply the burning to enemies that aren't near us, which is the whole point of burning, is killing enemies before they get close to you. So we're effectively playing a character with basically no upsides and a weak weapon in general. Now, a character with no upsides is not the end of the world here. The elemental damage scaling on Mage does help. It basically means that we get, like, I guess that would be 62.5% damage scaling on our planks rather than 50% compared to what a normal character gets. But we're still just significantly weaker than a normal character would be with this weapon overall. Here I'm going to lock a plank, and I'll go ahead and buy the landmines. This just gets us a free reroll, and we aren't going to be able to buy another weapon anyways. Now you can still make plank with Mage work in a normal run, but it's a lot harder when you're restricted to only using planks. We've set 0 enemies on fire this game. Currently, we're still just killing things in one hit, but that will change pretty quickly. Okay, we set that tree on fire. There's a loot alien, which I'm not going to be able to kill in time for the end of the wave, so unfortunate there. I am going to take this snake. We will probably want to be looking for as many constructs as we can get to try to use the Mage's strengths in our favor, since we can't really do that much with our actual weapon. I'm going to roll again. I'm still looking for harvesting. We need attack speed on planks as well, so I'll take that. And these rerolls are getting really expensive, so I'll just grab some luck. Take a plank. I'll take a whistle. Weird ghost. Probably I have to take this risk and buy it, and then we're going to roll. Lock another plank here, and we'll have to buy elemental damage wherever we see it. Otherwise, we're not going to scale our weapon damage at all. Wave 4, definitely dangerous to buy Weird Ghost on with no healing and no bonus luck, because we are going to have to fight the Lamprey that spawns on this wave. And if we have to do that before we get some Almost died there. Had to do some quick dodging. If we have to do that before we get enough consumables to heal out of one-shot range, that could be very dangerous. I don't think we're getting both curse aliens, so I'm just going to focus on killing one. Get that tree there, and we made it okay money and got one curse. We didn't die, so that's what we need. This wheelbarrow definitely helps. This is a huge boost to our economy to get this early. And do I take the armor or elemental damage? Or roll for something else? I think I'd better take armor. Playing at negative armor is so dangerous on this map, so I gotta fix that right away. Finally got our 6th weapon, which does boost our elemental damage as well, and then we'll take a tree. I'll go with mutation over the penguin, but I do want the penguin. We're gonna want regen as well. I'm gonna roll here to see if we can get a plank level. Do one more reroll for 6. It's pretty bad, but I do really need to level up my planks. The damage scaling on plank goes up as you level it, and that's going to be sort of mandatory to make this weapon work, because otherwise we're just trying to scale our weapon at a 50% rate, and that is never going to get us enough damage to actually clear later waves. Can we get these kills? Kill this curse alien. I will say, very good movement by me last wave to not die to that lamprey. Sometimes I do things with some measure of mechanical skill. Actually, not bad income for wave 5 as well. That's because we found that wheelbarrow for the extra harvesting. We are going to reroll here. I think we need to find more damage. I'll roll again. All right, I'll take harvesting. This early, more harvesting is still good. And then I guess I'll just take the 5% damage. Our shops have not been super cooperative, either our level up shops or our actual shops here. Reroll again. Definitely going to take the turret. Dynamite, of course, works with plank, so this is a huge find. So do I want the dynamite first, the plank first, or the turret first? I think what we want is the dynamite and the plank. That's going to increase our damage more than the turret. Turret, of course, can light things on fire with the scared sausage, so it can help out. And then I'll roll here. This is the last shop where we're guaranteed to see a weapon, so I wanted to roll into leveled up planks. Unfortunately, we missed again. I felt like we had to take the risk of dying on wave 4, despite having to fight the lamprey there. Because if we pass on really efficient items like Weird Ghost, this character is so weak that I think we're going to fall behind. We're using a very weak weapon and can't actually use it the way that it's intended to be used, since we can't buy melee damage to scale it. Get this tree kill. Okay, good. We got a crate. That's nice. 200 materials on wave 6. Pretty good for the Abyss. The lure, of course, an excellent find. So we have gotten 2 items that really boost our luck this wave. We got the lure, and we got the... or this run. We got the lure, and we got the wheelbarrow. So that is definitely helping out. Let's reroll here. 7 crit chance. So plank does have 2x critical damage, so you can buy crit chance for it. 7% is probably worth buying. That is a way to scale its damage that doesn't involve interacting with its very weak actual damage scaling. Typically, attack speed is the stat you care about the most for plank, because the base damage on the weapon isn't horrible. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible, but it's got very slow attack speed, so boosting its attack speed is what increases your damage the most. Buy both of these, level our planks, definitely take a helmet. We need to not die. I'm gonna pass on the coral. This is a good way to heal if you do sort of tap movement, but I think we still want to avoid taking that because tap movement with plank is very difficult. And also I personally find it a little annoying to do. I will definitely take hunting trophy. We've already bought some crit chance, so that an early hunting trophy gives us a direction that will actually help our character. And this treasure map, especially when we have the lure, is a really big boost to our economy as well, assuming that we can actually get the 2 loot alien kills and potentially get extra items from the treasure map. Would have loved to see a crate there. The number of crates that you get or the chance of dropping a crate is dependent on how many crates you've already dropped that wave. So if you get a lucky crate before you kill the loot aliens, you increase your overall chances of getting crates. Because if you kill a loot alien, you drop a crate, it decreases the chance of everything else dropping crates for the rest of the wave. Doesn't mean we shouldn't be killing them, of course, but if you find crates that are chance-based before you get the guaranteed ones, then that increases your overall total number of expected crates for that wave. Definitely taking a tree, and Peaceful Bee is a nice one, more economy for us. Do I need the elemental damage? Do I need the luck? Or do I need to roll for speed? Our movement speed is terrible. I think I'd better take the elemental damage. Our damage is starting to get really bad. And here, I think I have to take the maximum health. 21 max health is just too dangerous. Alright, we got a fish hook. That's a really nice one, and we'll take a plant as well. I'll roll here, and I'm going to lock this entire shop. Capping my move speed at -2 would be very bad, but if we get like 16 regeneration out of a cursed shackles from the fish hook, that would be incredible. So I really want to get as many chances at cursed items here as possible, and we will try to find movement speed in this next level up screen. If we can manage to do that. I really heavily value movement speed on this map, so I'm pretty unhappy about potentially capping my movement speed at a negative value. But if we have to in order to get a huge pile of regen from a cursed item, then we will. If the shackles doesn't get cursed, then I probably won't buy it. I'm not sure we're actually going to level up and have a chance at a move speed buff here. I really need to make sure that we do. I guess we've got harvesting as well, so we were likely to level up there. But I was going to play the last part of the wave pretty aggressively just to make sure that we got enough money to level. Yeah, I'll take the attack speed from Small Magazine. I will take the crit chance from Claw Tree. That's fine. Get a bonus item as well from our treasure map. Then I'm going to roll here. I am looking for movement speed. Movement speed. Okay, yeah, I just have to take the 6% speed because I do want to be able to buy the shackles if it gets cursed. Every other item got cursed, so very happy to take all the cursed items. I'm going to leave the shackles here. We'll see if we can go one more wave and get that cursed. I will say 3 curses off of 1 fishhook, pretty unlikely, and a big help for this character that's really suffering currently. Then let's take the dynamite and lock these 2 items for potentially more cursed things. And I'm going to reroll one more time because, again, if we get more cursed stuff, that's helpful. I don't think we care about Cog. I guess the mage does have 50% engineering scaling, so technically we can buy Cog and get some bonus damage on our planks. So if it gets cursed, we'll buy it. If it doesn't, we won't. Again, going to be rolling hard for movement speed here, because capping our move speed at like -10 would be so much better than capping our move speed at like 10 would be so much better than capping our move speed at 2. I would have rolled past the shackles if every other item in that shop hadn't got cursed, but since it did, it made sense to just leave a good item locked, since we weren't doing much re-rolling anyways. So taking a few hits here and there, but our damage, our ability to take damage is still okay at this point. The hunting trophy is definitely helping. This is really interesting. Do I take 9 max HP or just 3 speed? Because I'm about to cap my speed, potentially. I'm going to take the HP here. And I think we can get away with 4% speed, so I'll take 12% damage. We didn't get the shackles. Let's buy these 2, unlock this. Do I even want the shackles for capping my speed at 4. I think I'm going to unlock it and keep re-rolling, and we'll just look for more items. We'll be able to lock other stuff to potentially curse. We also got a cursed plank, which is an incredible gift. This fixes the damage scaling issue that we have, because a cursed weapon increases its damage scaling. So now, with 97% elemental damage scaling, this plank is basically like a normal weapon. It's as good as a weapon with normal damage scaling would be. So that really helps our character out. I'm gonna go ahead and combine, get a higher level cursed one, so 120% elemental scaling, and then we will buy another plank. Roll here. Jerky is a huge help as well. This vastly improves our healing. Do I want it before the black belt? We currently have no XP gain, so I'm going to take black belt, because any XP gain is pretty good. We can lock the jerky and maybe even get a cursed one. And then, yeah, I would take any of these if they got cursed, so I'm going to lock all of them. A couple fortunate rolls on items have definitely made this stronger than I think the average mage plank run would be. Just getting the 2 early wheelbarrows was huge. Getting triple curse on that plank, or on that fishhook, was really powerful as well. So our income is higher than you would normally expect from this character weapon combination. We've gotten a couple better endgame stats than you would normally expect from this character weapon combo. So I'm feeling like, while this was a bad roll, our early shops weren't great, the later shops have really come together and rescued the build, and we may be able to squeak out a win regardless of the painful circumstance that we found ourselves in. Got that curse alien kill. Only made 476 on wave 10, which isn't great, but it's still okay. I'll take the small magazine for sure. More attack speed is very good. I could start building dodge, but I should take crit chance, actually, because we have a hunting trophy, so I want to make sure that we're getting value from that. Take the jerky and the compass. Medical turret, I'm going to grab as well. I do want more healing, so even not cursed, I'm going to pick it up. The cursed fuel tank, amazing. Cursed tardigrade, I think I want the fuel tank first. This might actually be an ugly tooth build. I've really come down on this item. I don't think it's that good, but we are going to need ways to kite out the elites. This character is going to really struggle at killing elites because our weapon attacks so slowly. I think I will buy the ugly tooth here, and then I'm going to roll. Okay, a second cursed plank and another fish hook. Amazing. And of course I'm taking the cursed tardigrade because it's a cursed item as well. That's one of the great things about curse, of course, although it also is one of the things that makes it a more random mechanic than it might otherwise be, is that if you get early cursed items, you're more likely to get later cursed items, because the more curse you have, the more cursed items you get. So, sort of like harvesting, if you start with a bunch of curse, it really snowballs. Unlike harvesting, it's kind of random whether you have the option to do that. So some runs, you'll just be sort of blessed by the Brotato gods and end up being able to buy a lot of curse early. And some runs you won't. Because it's all about whether you find a cursed item in the shop that you actually want. Okay, taking a few hits here. Ooh, taking a lot of hits here. Those goblin sharks are really dangerous to us. So I'm going to play around my medical turret for a bit. We're going to end up losing out on some materials later in this wave. I'm going to run it down and see if we can get that tree at least. Okay, got it, which is good. Banner for sure. We want more attack speed, and I've got good harvesting. I could take the crit chance. I could take the HP. I think we'll take crit chance. And then we no longer desperately need move speed because we're not locking our move speed, but I'll still take the move speed here. I'll take another fish hook. We could try to keep this locked and get it cursed eventually, but I don't think we need to do that. We'll just get more value from it by getting it right away. Get our second cursed plank, which now has 140% elemental damage scaling, so that's a pretty huge boost to our damage. A phrase I apparently can't say. Blood donation, I only have 5 regen, so this would really pressure our life total if I buy the blood donation, but it is a lot of money. It also would eat our tardigrade. We'd be basically giving up on the tardigrade if I buy blood donation. Just drinking some water while I think about it. I think I'm going to pass on the blood donation. I think the tardigrade is going to be too important for fighting elites and bosses. Definitely going to take a snowball, and I have to say, the number of cursed planks that we're finding is unlikely and very welcome. The fact that we're getting all these is really good. I'm going to lock both of these because we have double fishhook, and I'll roll, and I'll lock this because we have fishhook, and more dodge wouldn't be terrible. So I want the bandana. We do have one turret, but that's it for projectiles. I think even if it got cursed, I wouldn't buy it, so I'm going to go to the next wave. Not buying the blood donation there, I'm not sure whether that's right or not, but I think it is. The tardigrade boosts our survivability so much against bosses, just gives me so much more leeway in terms of taking hits against the elites. And with only 5 regen, it really puts my life total under a lot of pressure to have the damage per second. It essentially turns off all our healing, and then also means that we're losing half an HP every second. So it puts us in range of just 1 or 2 hits killing us. I think if I'd had like even 10 regeneration, I'd have taken it. But I think that this run, or if we had less harvesting currently, but with 74 we've got a decent amount. We are also scaling our character a lot more than the harvesting would indicate, or than the money would indicate, because we have 38 curse. Because we've managed to find so much curse in this playthrough, our economy is actually much better than it looks, because so many of our items are essentially doubled in value. Like every weapon we have, for example, is worth 2 of that weapon. I'll take the Wandering Bot for sure, more cursed items and more speed, and here. So I'm about to buy some dodge. I could also take some attack speed. I think I just want more attack speed. Because I'm about to buy 3% dodge, but that's not a huge deal. We actually don't need more movement speed, so I'm going to take this and this for sure. The melee damage obviously doesn't do anything, but 8 max HP and 4 curse for whatever we spent on this is definitely worth it. I think I won't buy the feather since it didn't get cursed, and then we'll roll. Definitely taking the leather vest. That boosts us to 3 armor, which is really important. We'll roll again. Another scared sausage, not terrible. And then I will lock alien eyes. Black belt I would probably buy if it got cursed, because we're going into a horde wave. And then I will do one reroll here, and we can see if we can get another cursed item. The cursed icicle, of course, would be excellent if we were allowed to buy it. This really is, this is an interesting run because the actual character is so weak, but we've gotten really strong items. The double fish hook, the early hunting trophy and stuff. So this is kind of an exercise in, like, can curse carry a terrible combo? Love to kill that thing. Got it. Because a cursed spawner like that is worth a lot of money. You can see there that the amount of damage we're taking, because we only have 3 armor, is still very high. Finally got some more regen, and also, of course, it's the best possible regen in the form of a lure. Here, I'm going to reroll. I think we can do better. I'll just take 6 max HP. I do need to get my max HP high enough. Another treasure map and a cursed treasure map. Amazing. Also, because it gives you extra luck as well. We'll take the black belt because we're going into a horde wave. Alien eyes without the curse. It will let me spread scared sausage burning, so it's probably worth grabbing regardless. Tractor, especially if it got cursed even this late, is still good. and we'll definitely take a mushroom because that fixes our regeneration. 54 curse already is really paying off. Oops, immediately lost my first tardigrade stack. One small quality of life change they could make for tardigrade, by the way. I love the purple health bar, but it should show your tardigrade stacks rather than your HP when you have more than one on the health bar, so that you know how many you have remaining. Especially would be useful for really long endless runs where your tardigrade stacks are your actual hit points. The cursed planks have totally solved this character's damage problems, by the way. We would be not killing anything, but now we're one-shotting these loot aliens because we have these cursed planks, so they do wildly more damage than normal planks. The audio took a long time to catch up there. Definitely taking the sunglasses. I'll take another wandering bot when it shows up in a box like this. Pencil. This is probably worth it. It's one base engineering, or one engineering, which gives us like a half a base damage on our weapons, but every little bit counts when our weapons are as weak as they are. And yeah, I'll take 10 luck, and 3 armor is exactly what we need. We're thrilled to have that armor. Take the scared sausage, take the cursed tractor for sure. An incendiary turret, so this does benefit from the snakes, and it sort of benefits from scared sausage. It increases the base damage of the incendiary turret by 1 per scared sausage. I think it is worth it. Even this late, an incendiary turret with these items is still decent. I'll get a recycling machine. I'll take a small fish and a blindfold, and then we'll re-roll here. Lock community support, lock treasure map. Ball and chain, our weapons already attack faster, so we're actually not going to buy that, but I will lock all these because we have double fish hook, so we just want to lock items in case of curse. Our treasure map's significantly underperforming, by the way. We have only gotten 2 extra items, which is still good enough to make them excellent, but you would normally expect to see more given how many boxes we've opened and whatever. Treasure map is one of the absolute best economy items in the game. I think people have not quite cottoned on to just how good that item is, but it's very rarely going to be worse than a lure. Like, it's going to give you 2 extra items. Now, it gives them to you several waves later, so it's not as good as lure, which gives them to you the next wave, also has some regen. But for the most part, it's very rarely going to be worse than 2 items, which is incredible. It's as good as one of the best items in the game in the form of lure. But also, it will very, very frequently give you way more items than that, and be just like 6 or 7 items over the course of a run. Our move speed's actually high enough. I'm going to recycle the Terrified Onion. Hey, we got a free item. Baby with a Beard is great, actually. Although we can never scale the base damage of this, it will have a chance of setting enemies on fire with Scared Sausage. So suddenly this is going to let us actually burn enemies using the Mage's passive in a way that we couldn't before. So incredible find there. Goldfish. I normally am not a huge fan of the goldfish, but when you get it cursed like this, it's probably pretty good. This basically guarantees that we get all level 4 items in the next shop, or all level 3 and 4. And I will buy all these. We'll take our reroll here. I guess only 2 level 3s. Blood donation now. I'm again going to pass on it. I will lock these 2 and see if we can get them cursed. I'll reroll here. Buy a lemonade. Reroll again. And we'll lock the alien eyes. Peacock, we definitely are not going to want when we're going into an elite wave, so we're passing on the Peacock. With 3 items locked, I think it's fine. We don't want to spend 30 on rerolling for 1 potentially locked item for our fish hooks. sad that our incendiary turret and other turrets spawn together, because it means that instead of setting everything on fire, they're just overlapping the fire. The scared sausage fire is just overwriting the fire on the incendiary turret, so it's not doing anything this wave. Community support, an incredible find, of course. As I said, this character mostly cares about attack speed for doing damage, so having that huge boost to our attack speed is a really big deal for increasing our actual damage output and stopping us from getting hit. The real challenge for this character is with our slow attack speed, enemies just get to move up to us before we do anything to them. But with community support, that doesn't happen. Much as I rely on the support of my community, so, you know, hit like and leave a comment. I'm going to recycle the barricade. Here I will take the regen, because healing is the thing that we are missing the most currently. Cursed Alien Eyes will grab, Panda will grab, Jetpack I will grab as well. 25% dodge, not bad. I definitely need to fix my armor. Okay, well, game heard me. I'll lock both of these too, because Cursed, we would buy them. Range isn't horrible for the plank. It's not important, but it isn't the worst, and we would spend 70 on the 2 or 3 Curse that we'll get from the glasses, even if it had no range at all. So I'm pretty sure we have the damage to kill this elite, thanks to our Cursed planks here. This elite, you want to just kind of stay near, but move every once in a while, because it's going to fire these shots in sort of random directions. So you just want to make sure that you're not right where it's firing those bolts. And we were able to kill it. Oh, took a big hit there, got to back up. And another one. Really need a consumable. That would help a lot. Okay, we picked up a couple, so we're fine. Robot arm. The 1.5 engineering, the end of every wave. I just don't think this is worth it. I'm going to recycle it. It's such a small amount of bonus damage. I will take the crit chance, though. And we'll take the percent damage, because our percent damage is horrible. This run also, by the way, brought to you by Jerky. We would be dying so much faster if we didn't have this item to vastly increase our healing and let us overheal. Jerky also has some synergy with tardigrade, because if you pick up a fruit while you still have the tardigrade shields and then take 2 hits, you'll get the healing. So that's a very minor synergy, but Jerky remains an incredible item that you should buy every time you see it. We'll take the metal plate and the glasses. Very happy there. Now that I have 25% dodge and we're later in the run, I'm going to buy the feather because I just want as much dodge as we can get. Take the bag, take the insanity, roll here. Ooh, a nuclear launcher would have been fun earlier, but it's a little late now. And I'm actually going to pass on both of the, would have been fun if we were allowed to buy it, but it's too late because we rolled the wrong weapon, so we're not allowed to buy nuclear launcher. I'm going to reroll here, take a plank. Mirror I could lock, because if we get a cursed mirror, that would be pretty nice. So I'm going to reroll here, and we'll leave the mirror locked, and if I find something that I want to double, we can just buy the mirror and then double that item. For example, I will probably just double the scarf here, the cursed scarf. We'll take both of these items, and then can't lock anything else, but if I get a mirror, we'll double cursed scarf, and that will give me all of the regeneration I need to be able to kill the bosses. But you might be wondering, you might have been wondering how we were staying high health, despite having quite weak healing, or quite weak regeneration with this character, and the answer is Jerky is busted. It just solves all your healing problems. So that's how this character has been able to stay relatively healthy despite having weak armor and fairly low regeneration for an Abyssal Terrors character. The doubled increased enemy movement speed from the Scarf is going to be a little bit dangerous next wave, but I think we should be okay. Missile we'll take, the Coupon will take, Alien Tongue. Yeah, we are using consumables to heal, so I'll take the Alien Tongue. Ritual, I guess I'll pick it up. Our percent damage is really low. It does decrease the base damage of our weapons by a little less than 1, because we lose 1 engineering, but I think that's still fine. Okay, so we'll take the mirror here, and then I'm actually not sure if I'd rather duplicate Energy Bracelet or Scarf. I think I'd still rather duplicate the Scarf, because this is just 14 regen, so it really helps fix our healing. Lock the Plank, Campfire for sure, Weird Ghost. We have 30 regeneration. I probably should just buy it, actually. And then I'll lock the Goldfish. Would I buy a Cursed Goldfish on wave 20? Actually, probably not, so. With Tardigrade and everything, the Weird Ghost is very safe to buy, so this just gives us a very cheap extra set of hit points for the last wave. So you can see enemies are a lot faster this wave, as are we, because we increased our move speed a lot. So that can be a downside. Moving this fast does make it harder to keep track of what you're actually doing with your character. So I usually recommend that you don't go above 50% move speed or so until you're very familiar with the game, because it just makes your character a little harder to control. Taking a few hits here and there because of the increased enemy speed. We do have some dodge, so that's nice. I need to kind of back off, and we'll take a few fewer hits, ideally, before the end of this wave. So I did, because I increased enemy move speed, I gave up a bunch of money in this wave. We'd have had way more if I hadn't done that, but I think it was still worth the extra regeneration. I'll recycle the white flag. Even going into the boss wave, I'd just rather there be more enemies on the field, and then, because it gives us more chances at dropping consumables and stuff. And then, do I want damage or regen? I think I just want regen. I don't need more speed. I'm going to roll here. I really want armor is what I want, but 16% damage will just help us kill the bosses so much faster. Get our second level 4 cursed weapon. We'll take the campfire. I'm going to roll here. Extra stomach would have been great earlier, but not that useful on the last wave. We'll take the small magazine, though, because attack speed, very important. And Frozen Heart, this will hurt our burning damage, but it's a huge boost to our weapon damage, and our burning damage is just not that big a part of our damage output, so the Frozen Heart we're definitely grabbing. You could also have taken the metal there for the 1 armor, but I think just killing the bosses as fast as possible is going to be our best route to victory on this character. Let's see if we can manage it. Immediately wasting all my tardigrade charges, of course. So great play. Am I perhaps the worst to ever do it? We'll find out. Getting some regeneration there. This is we're able to heal because I bought all the regen. Walking into every attack. But we can heal back up. Trying to kill the boss here. I would much rather have been focusing on the whale boss first. It's the more dangerous of the two, because these floating attacks really constrain your movement. And the other boss is much easier to dodge. But it was just the one that I saw first, so I wanted to focus down whichever boss was lower health, because the most important thing is just having fewer attacks to dodge overall. And there we go. Managed to take it out. That was a pretty close fought thing, and I to be honest, I don't think we'd have won without some luck in the form of really good economy items. Even though we had really strong weapons and stuff, like really strong cursed weapons and everything, that was a very close run. I I think that's by far the closest I've come to losing a run in the random series so far. Or to just like not being able to win a run in the random series so far, because we were really under pressure the entire time. The Scared Sausages dealt about 90,000 damage. The landmines were mostly there to apply the burning from Scared Sausage. We got 3 treasure maps and only got 7 bonus items, so really underperforming on the treasure maps. We were but we did have very low luck for most of the game, so that's part of it. And so, therefore, fewer crates. 530 materials on the hunting trophy. Really good success rate on the fish hooks. We ended up with a lot of early cursed items, which let us get more and more cursed items over the course of the run. So that was massive for us. Just a really big boost to our economy and everything else that we needed. Late game, things like the campfire and everything were good. This coupon saved 67, so maybe it actually wasn't worth buying. The bag gave us 120, even though I got it very late, so that's pretty nice. Alien Eyes dealt 40k damage, but again, this was mostly for applying the Scared Sausage burning at range. And the Baby with a Beard only dealt 2200 damage, which sounds embarrassing, but again, mostly for applying the burning damage. So that helped contribute to this 90,000 damage that we did. Yeah, 20k each from our cursed planks, and then sort of 5 to 10k from the non-cursed ones. 12k from the level 2 cursed one. So pretty good overall in terms of damage output. The cursed tractor, of course, a huge amount of economy for us. Recycling machine 260, so it did fine. Not amazing, but fine. Overall, I would say that this was a difficult run. I don't know if it's easily duplicatable, because Mage Plank is a very poor combination, and we did have to get kind of lucky in order for the run to go as smoothly as it did. But we got there, and the win streak is alive, so I think this was 22 in a row, which is pretty impressive. Or pretty exciting, at least. And we'll be back with another one soon. As always, my friends, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out, of course, with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.